Skoot Moesby, man. Earn your spot before earn is your spot, baby. We out.
I just wanna fly away, fly away, fly away. And I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you when I needed to be, and you were my biggest inspiration. You were my motivation. You were everything that I seen in me. You did it before I did. I should have listened before you died. But instead, as a young man, all I want to do is argue with you about where I was going. You told me to go to college. I felt like you wouldn't let me be me. Me and you had a fallout. And then I found out that you weren't going to be here tomorrow. And all I could think about was the tears that I shed that one time. That one time, and that one time made it feel like a lifetime. That lifetime felt like eternity. That eternity felt like my depression was going into an abyss. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make myself feel better. I didn't know if my family would understand where I was coming from. When I walked down to watch you in that casket, all I could remember was how you felt. The day that I told you that I wasn't going to do what you asked me. The day I told you you would not be here to watch me succeed. When I told you that I'm turning my back on you. After everything that you've done for me, I have to now apologize. I don't pray as much as I used to. Because praying is like me praying on the weak. I don't want you to feel like you were weak, so I stayed to myself. And I don't know if I'm going to make it till tomorrow, but I do know this. I've grown up, and I think you'd be proud of the man I am today. I just wanna fly away, fly away, fly away.
So we're here live. Skoot Moesby, nationally acclaimed poet, critically acclaimed local battle rapper, has a battle with Shizzy waiting to drop. He just dropped a live poem. He just dropped a poem over a beat, a really really raw, emotional poem. Check it out. Very nice. I believe I saw the title was Birth on the MP3.
Yeah, yeah.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Definitely a lot of heavy emotion. Definitely a lot of a lot of stuff that I feel like a lot of people might be feeling, and
Right.
and especially all the emotion with everything that's going on right now. Everybody's feeling some type of way with the COVID. Got them all locked up. So I feel like on some degree everyone can feel that.
Right. It's funny because I wasn't even we wasn't even gonna drop it. So we're not we haven't we only I've only dropped my verse on that.
Yeah.
Stratosphere, whose song it is, hasn't dropped the whole thing. So that was just me in like a minute and 20 seconds of just like raw emotion.
Yeah.
And I was like, I heard the beat, and he was like, "Yo, you know what? Let's do a challenge, and let's see if you can make people feel something with an Apple mic, because we've gotten so accustomed to like studio mics and going to
Yeah.
see Good Bars, shout out Good Bars, and we've been going to do a bunch of other stuff. So it's like this way we get back to like the essence of just doing stuff to do stuff without having to like worry about if it's good enough for the public. And then I think for me, dropping anything, I haven't dropped work at all, I don't think, in so long. So like that fear of not dropping work, or that not dropping anything that we've done since August, has been like, man. So I was really kind of excited to drop that, just even if it was a screen recording, just to drop something to say like, yo, I'm still working, I'm still doing something.
I totally feel you on that. I definitely, that's why I wanted to do this interview, is because I feel like I wanted to show people, we're still out here. Battle Hype TV's still out here. We're still
Right,
doing stuff. The COVID ain't slowing nothing down, and
right,
everybody should just continue to while social distancing, live their life to the most normal that they can. Don't let this try not to let this affect you too much.
That's a
So it is
fact.
definitely good to get stuff out, and it's good when like some of your favorite artists or people that you see drop stuff because it makes you feel like okay, stuff is still happening. Like the world hasn't come to a complete stop.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at like, for me, when you're looking at like the way things are, I feel like a lot of artists got discouraged. I know a lot of people were like, damn, like, what am I gonna do? And I think I found like a new resurgence, like a new like I found a rebirth really in art and feeling like I could just put out what I want to put out. And you'll see that like with Shizzy, there's a when I battle Shizzy, um, you'll see in the way that I did it, it's not normally what Skoot does. It's not normally how Skoot would perform a, a battle rap kind of thing.
But that's the
You're gonna
beauty
feel
of
like,
these video battles. You can literally show us something that like we may not want to see live in a building, perhaps, or maybe the crowd isn't accustomed to it live in the building. But you give it to us in an on-camera format, like no crowd reaction to like create a bias in your head, right?
yeah.
You could show battle rap fans a lot of stuff in that format, and I feel like they'd fuck with it. I feel like I want to see people get a little more creative with the video battles. I feel like they're taking it too much like a battle almost. You can control the content down to like whatever. You could do literally anything.
Right. I think now, like, see, I think in the boiler room, I do try a lot of different things. I think what I try to do in the boiler room mainly is practice
Shout out to Boiler
performing.
Room.
Shout out to the boiler room.
Yeah.
Because I try to, if you like, the last time I was at the boiler room, right, I did a lot more performing than normal.
Yeah.
You could tell that I was working the stage a little bit more. I kind of, I was taking, shout out to Reckless. I was taking Reckless's advice on the
There
idea of
you go.
performing.
Shout out to Reckless. We need to get him back in the ring.
I've been trying. Listen, I've been trying for forever. I still talk to Reckless. Like me and Reckless is tight as fucking white on rice,
No,
man.
I'm sure he's just doing his thing. I'm sure he's just rocking out,
Man,
doing whatever.
I mean, like he's one thing I'm happy with is he's still writing. That's all that matters to me. As long as
Yeah.
he's still writing, he's still doing whatever he wants to do with hip hop, and he's
Yeah.
still rapping. I'm totally cool. But I do, my battle for Reckless right now, if it's not GS, it's Josh Smith. That's the
That'd be
battle.
fire.
If he came back, that's the guy I want him to battle. Shout out to Josh Smith. I mean, but
That'd be fire.
yeah, that's where I'm at. So I took like in the boiler room, I try to perform a little bit more. Whereas Premiere, I feel like I haven't found my footing as a battle rapper yet. You know what I mean? And so like
Yeah.
these video battles are great because I get to just be poetic. And if
Exactly.
as a battle rapper, if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. And then being able to take poetry and kind of mold it into a battle rap sense, that to me is that's everything. You know what I mean? Like that's something that I've
That's the
wanted
goal.
to do. So, like it's
Because
not
stuff
just
like
guns.
that is gonna push the culture in different directions. Stuff like that is gonna open it up to people that maybe haven't watched as many battles. It's stuff like that that just even just the little things that just pushes the envelope just a little bit from the norm of what we do because everybody does the same thing in battle rap. It's a common fact. It's why battle rap fans love battle rap so much is because they can watch 6 different battlers and see the same thing that they like 6 different times in 6 different vocal patterns. It's true because
Where
I'm a fan, so I can say like there are several battlers that I watch that are somewhat similar to other battlers that I watch, and
yeah.
they tend to do a lot of the same stuff, and that's why battle rap fans like so many battlers. Whereas like if you watch like wrestling or something, a lot of wrestling fans tend to have like one or two of their favorite wrestlers. They like a certain style. It's kind of the same where like you like a certain style, and most battle rappers have the same style. I'd say the majority of battle rappers can't really say that they're that different. They can say they're better than the next guy. They could say, "Oh, my version of this is better than his version of this."
Right.
But like for the most part, there's not too many people that are that different.
Yeah, that's a well, you know what? I'll say like, well, if you look at wrestling now, wrestling as far as mainstream wrestling, so we're just going WWE at the moment,
Yeah,
is
I don't watch the
is
WWE anymore, but AEW's fire. Check out
right.
AEW.
But check, no, I've seen it. I'm a huge wrestling fan. You wouldn't know it,
Okay.
but if you but one thing about mainstream wrestling or WWE, for example, is that their wrestling is dying because you're starting to see the patterns in old wrestlers and new wrestlers. So like, I don't want to see Roman Reigns and Goldberg because I don't care for the spear battle. I don't
Exactly.
care for it. It doesn't matter. If everybody starts doing the same thing, like that's like Dolph Ziggler versus Shawn Michaels. Like we know
Yeah.
they have the same repertoire. You know what I mean? If I don't really care to see it. As much as I want to see, The Rock versus John Cena, because it really is, the new generation Hulk Hogan versus the old generation of The Rock. And The
Yeah.
Rock was different from everyone else. Or CM Punk versus Stone Cold, which will never get.
That
But
yeah, that would be that would be crazy.
you know what I mean? Because, they're not the same. They're not the same, but they have
Yeah.
some of similarities that parallel the old era. And battle rap, we're getting to that point where you have a certain level of fans who don't care for the idea like of my cereal, like you know what I mean, like my serial number got like you know what I mean, like scratch
Yeah.
off the cereal with the shotgun and like nobody really, you know what I mean. If you're not doing it in such a creative way, and at this point, I feel like I proved it with scripture. When you can take the ratchet and turn it into something else, then turn it from a gun to a human being, then bring it back to the person himself. I think those bars are really captivating to the people
Yeah.
than just the idea of two ratchets. You know what I mean? This one precious, this one Monique. You know which one you want. Not to come at scripture, but you know what I mean. Those things
Yeah.
we're starting to see a different level of battle rap where everybody wants more than just gun bars. People want substance. People want you to attack your opponent. The people want, history. Someone's looking at it and saying, okay, this kid can punch 100 times over. But if we're punching like Twerk, or you're punching like Rock, or you're sounding like Surf, or you're trying to go solo, for example, you're not branding yourself outside
Yeah.
of the norm.
And it's like, to a fan, like someone like me, I just sit there and go like, all right, if you're gonna try to show me that you're the goat puncher, let's say, you want to show me you're the best puncher out there. First off, B Magic's already got that, arguably got that title. He might choke a lot, but like, dude can fucking punch back to back to back to back. So you're already competing. You're already trying to do the exact same thing as somebody else that has been doing it for years longer than you, and you're not trying to create much of a variation on it. You're not trying
Right.
to. A lot of times, they're not even trying to put their own spin on it.
Right. I mean, like, like even like if we're looking at like the one thing that doesn't change is writers. Like, so if I'm like looking at battle rappers who like local battle rappers who I genuinely admired from walking in, it was Sawyer, it was Pressure, it was Theory Truth, it was it was if we're going to, it was AP, it was
AP's fire.
even Gutta to a certain as far as performing wise, Gutta and GS.
Gutter
You know
really
what
steps up the performance, and GS is, I don't know, like he's just got that like the it factor. GS can draw in a he could be spitting anything,
Oh no,
literally
GS can live now, but when he stands in front of me, none of that will matter. Like I feel
I feel you.
like that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, you look at some of the epic writers and on the local scene, and you see that all of them are different. None of them are. I can't compare Sawyer and Memo, for example. I just can't. There's
Exactly.
no way you can compare the two, and that's what's gonna prepare. I feel like that's why they're at the top echelons as far as the local, and even somewhere like mid tier, high tier on other platforms,
Yeah.
because they're different. They don't sound like, I don't hear Memo sounding like Rum Nitty, and
Exactly.
I don't hear Sawyer sounding like Hollow. However, I can say that Sawyer's pen is, you know what I mean, goddamn, and I can say the same thing for Memo. Like, yes, I can find the reaches and the comedy in all of them, but when I came in, these were like when I came in, the same year I finally got into the trial of 413 Battle League. Like right after that, I watched Sawyer versus QP. That was the first battle I got to see Sawyer live in, and that was the first. And I was like, man, like that was amazing. And that was when I was like, all right, this is where I want to take my pen. This is where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at someone like Pressure. I was like, yo, he just sounds different. I'm like, all right, well, I kind of want to sound. I want to sound different from everybody else. So what makes me different from the average battle rapper? And I think when you get to the point where you're trying to learn, that's part of the like the bars become easier when you're trying to get to that level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I did the poetic thing with scripture, but if you notice with Dystopia, it's a whole different Skoot. It's a whole different exchange. I'm not focused on the with Dystopia, I didn't focus on the bars. I focused on trying to appease myself in the crowd and seeing how far that would get me. Now, don't get me wrong. The bars were there. I always know the bars are going to be there. I trust myself to know that I'm not going to go in a battle with Dystopia who's going to come like long-winded, heavy, punch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I mean?
Super
Go watch Dystopia versus
super heavy rounds.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Rounds.
Whereas with Nino, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a round off. I'm going to do all of this first and second, and I'm going to take the round off, and you're going to see the difference in the levels of why I don't need to win a round. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're starting to learn your style, you start to get a little more cocky, you start to get a little more confident, you start to, strut a little bit more. And then you start wanting to do interviews. Like you start wanting to do stuff. Like when I battled Mark Black, I have an interview with DZ. And same thing. It was Mark Black.
Shout out DZ the GIF. Shout out his podcast.
Shout out Mark Black. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Mark Black, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you get to the point where you're battling and you get comfortable and you get confident. And a lot of times you can tell when I'm overconfident because I don't remember anything. Details, for example. Like if you're looking at the failures of Skoot Moesby's career, details. And damn, what's the other? I can't remember the other one. But everybody else remembers it. But Hollis, Hollis battle when he was Motion. You know what I'm saying? You look at those battles and you say, well, what was he doing?
I actually judged Hollis's last battle as Motion. I judged the battle for his name.
Oh, so you're the guy. So now we know who to beat up after, huh?
That was me. That was me. That was me and the homie George.
I think you also judged me and Mark Black.
Yeah, to be fair, in Hollis's defense, I liked his material more, but he stumbled in one round, then he cut another one short, and that'll lose you the battle if your opponent has 3 clean rounds.
Yeah, you know what's funny though? I realized with judge battles, I'm a different kind of writer. I approached Dystopia like it was a judge battle.
Yeah, you gotta write a little different. You have to. As someone that judges battles, as a fan, I look for certain things, but as a judge, I'm looking for other things that I feel like you need to have in your rounds if you want to prove to me that you're a better battle rapper than the guy standing on the other side of you.
Right.
Because I know I can separate what I like as a fan from what is actually necessary and part of being a talented battle rapper.
Word. The only thing I hope that we do get to come back because I do want to do the I wanted the 656 championship for a while. I was so mad I had to pull out of that because
that one was interesting, but I'm just gonna say this like on camera. I'm saying it. The 656 championship may have been rigged. That shit was kind of weird. I judged 2 battles for it, and like the 2 battles I judged went down fine, but just the way they did everything was a little funky. The people were really nice. The people that ran it, they were all really nice people. Tommy Trichomes and I forget the other dude's name, Dylan something. Nice people, but and I wasn't at the finals, so I can't say that it was definitely rigged. But they just had whoever judging them. They didn't have battle rappers judging it, or they didn't have people that were in tune with the battle rap scene judging it. They just had people that know hip hop judging it. So it was that always makes for weird judgments in rap battles when you don't have someone that knows what they're watching judging it.
I mean, yeah, true. But I still say I only wanted the belt to go in the press run. That's all.
No, I feel you. The belt's dope. Actually, I've seen it in person. It's a very nice belt. They really went all out on the fucking belt.
Yeah, I mean, I would have taken that damn thing everywhere. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised Killer Chris wasn't wearing the belt when he battled Josh Smith.
Yeah, I you know what I mean? Because at this point, right, I feel like that's the other thing about battle rap. I think that's what I'm trying to do. I think for me, it's more branding. I've never really branded Scoot as an individual. Like, I think everybody has their way. I don't necessarily do that. Like, I come out every now and again and do
Some
it.
battle rappers brand themselves really well. Some haven't gotten into it yet. I feel like I don't know if you know who DBB Clothing is, but he used to do clothes for all the battle rappers on King of the Dot. He would make custom merch for them. Dude
Right.
made like fire merch. He would like basically take your name and like make a logo out of it with your local favorite sports team or whatever. He made some crazy merch. I've got like a New York Knicks Charlie Clips TV crew neck from him. But
Hey.
like, yeah. But battle rappers need to do more stuff like that. They need to really create a brand for themselves, something that someone wants to buy. Like that Charlie Clips TV crew neck I have, you wouldn't even necessarily off the bat, unless you knew who Charlie Clips was, know that that was a like a battle rap crew neck. But you'd
Right.
think it's fire. Most people compliment me on it, and that's just like
Right.
they just think that's a clothing brand. They don't even realize
Right.
like that. Like he literally created a brand for himself to the
Right.
point where they're not even like looking at it as, oh, that's an artist. That's his brand. Like Charlie Clips TV is his literal brand now. Like he could, anytime he makes something with Charlie Clips TV on it, like you could rock that and people might not even realize, oh, Charlie Clips, that's the dude from, they might now because he's the dude from Wildin' Out now, but like
Right.
before that, before Wildin' Out, like people wouldn't have even known it's super low key. And like a lot of battle rappers can do that.